Hi, and welcome to Musicians Hangout with your hosts, Crash Fistfight from Hated Noise and Fatal Butterfly, and Maxine Maxwell from the Maxwells.
Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. It's so great to be back. I had a great trip, had a nice week off, and now we're back to it. So
we got a little extra intro there. I'm pretty stoked on that.
I hit the button again. I was like, whoops, I'm rusty. I felt it. I was like, oh man, this is how I do the intro now after a week off. I gotta practice my toy guitar more, guys. I wanted to start out our show with a big shout out because yesterday women celebrated the right to vote for 100 years. So we have been able to vote for a century. And I just want to also plug, go out and vote. All of you, brothers and sisters, we need to go out and, support each other. And yeah, we have the right to do that. Let's do it.
Yes. And your vote does count.
Everyone's does. Yes. And you count to us.
Yes. So vote today. Oh my God. We should be the PSA people for all this voting nonsense.
Well, we try not to get too political on the show unless musicians, use their music for that reason. But yeah, I wanted to have a big shout out for that. And also point out that all of the guests tonight, the hosts are women. So what a great way to honor that with our show.
Our suffrage.
Yes. All right. So I'll go over our mission statement. And that is to be part of a revolution to create friendships with other artists and build a community network to save music. And we welcome Anna Robinson. Hi, Anna. Hi. Thank you so much for being our guest tonight.
So awesome.
Yes. Tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you start out your journey as a musician?
I live in Washington now, but I'm originally from South Dakota and was not a musician in South Dakota. I was always a musician, but I was definitely not a performance musician. I moved out to Washington in 2015, right after college, and that was kind of like I can really, be anybody that I want to be, and I don't really need to be afraid of things because nobody knows me. And I started playing music. I went out to my first open mic at Buzz's Tavern in Olympia, which is a really popular open mic spot.
I know that place.
Nice.
And I had just a really good experience and decided that I really liked it. Shortly after, I met someone who's still very important in my life, Rob Hill. He's my producer. And basically my bonus dad and really good friend. And he kind of helped, push me along. And he gave me this really long email because I got here to work in fisheries. And so, having like a professional career, and that didn't really fit into the whole like being a bum musician, which I kind of wanted to do. And he sent me this really, really long, beautiful email that was a lawyer. And so the backstory was, he got told like he couldn't be a musician. He needed to go to law school and he needed to kind of like, go on that path and get his life together. And that every day that he, started as a musician and just gone that route. And I mean, he does it now and he's incredible. He does so many different shows. He's the one who I went on my first tour with him. It was just such an incredible, this is so heartfelt and this is just what I needed to hear. And so that's really what my push was. Which is hilarious because originally when he approached me at the bar and was like, I have a music studio, here's my card. I'm just like, all right, girl from the Midwest comes out to the city. I've seen this movie. Like, this doesn't end well for me. Like, you're not real for me. I don't know who you are. No, this is fishy. But no, I went out to the studio and he was just super down to earth. And yeah, so that kind of like got me into performing, I want to say. And
cool. That's awesome.
writer, but that really skyrocketed everything and started the momentum for my musical career.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. So what do you play?
So I play guitar when I sing at like all my shows. I did grow up playing the violin, so.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah,
I was a viola player myself.
Love that.
Yeah, so I grew up playing classical music, and which is nice because I can read music.
Nice.
I feel like I have a piano at home, even though I'm not very good, but I can, fiddle around on it, especially if I'm trying to find harmonies for things. But I prefer playing guitar for my medium and for writing on.
Well, that's awesome. And you had a song you wanted to play for us tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've been writing since I was 14 years old. I got a guitar from my parents. I had gone to my aunt's for a summer and started playing her like old 12-string guitar that she had up in her attic on a John Denver sing-along book. And when my dad passed away when I was 14, I wrote a song for him, which kind of came out of like me being a freshman in high school. I don't know, trying to cope with all of it. I was like at a new school, and all of a sudden, like 3 weeks into the semester, I was like the kid whose dad died. And so I was really in my head a lot that first semester, and I was in chemistry class, and I wrote this song, and it's called Carbon. All right. Now if I can find my capo. I had it here right before we started. It's black, it blends in. All right. Here lies another box for nature, carbon ready, black eyes down here. Up there you'll hear the rhythmic sobbing from the greedy left behind. Forget it, the dismal show of grief. Life is only chemistry, and our stay is only very, very brief. Diaphragms jerk again and again and again, like a song, again and again. The dread monotone of hearses feeds disingenuousness. Undertakers seem to stare up ahead. For them it's in the blood, the taxi of the dead. I said forget it, the dismal show of grief. Life is only chemistry, and our stay is only very, very brief. Diaphragms jerk again and again and again, like a sign, again and again. Diaphragms jerk again and again and again, like a sign, again and again. Children laughing, love is flowing, time is moving, we're not going anywhere. Always walking endless streets, sudden stopping 6 feet under with cold, cold feet. Forget it, the dismal show of grief. Life is only chemistry, and our stay is only very, very brief. Diaphragms jerk again and again and again, life goes on again and again. feelings jerk again and again and again, like a song, again and again.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Very beautiful. Thank you, Anna.
And it kind of hit home with me. I lost my dad 11 years ago, so I get that. I get that.
Thank you.
Beautiful song.
Yeah, your voice was crystal clear too. I loved it.
Yeah.
Good. Like I said, it's always weird with the audio.
I love that you remember exactly where you were when you wrote that song too.
I think I got yelled at, actually. Like, that's why I remember it. It was like not and I was like writing the song over my chem notes.
Oh my.
It's only chemistry.
I teach high school art and social emotional learning, and I would never yell at anybody for writing a song in my classes, but I get like one of the core classes might be a little harder to get away with.
I could totally see you asking to like maybe possibly borrow a lick or a lyric or some
I
sort of
find
inspiration.
are like I don't know, like I try to foster them doing their own thing too. So you're from South Dakota. I wanted to mention I'm from North Dakota, and I think that's so cool. So Crash here is also from the Midwest. We talked a little bit about this before the show, but I wanted to let everybody know that, we're all from the Midwest and then moved out to Washington. So I think it's so cool. We're in different locations now, but, we all came from kind of the same place.
And we're kind of still in the same location, but in different places.
Yeah. So we were meant to come together. I love it.
And with that said, we should probably thank Justin Sable in New York for hooking us up with Anna Robinson tonight.
Yeah. How awesome. Came full circle to meet each other.
Truly.
So Anna, who inspires you? What other bands, what other musicians bring you inspiration?
My answer to that question has changed over the years. I feel like
I get you.
Yeah. Originally, and it still holds true, but like my original answer has always been like old music inspired my songwriting. I like to telling a story, and I grew up listening to people like King George and Chris Dew, where they walk you through a moment of life, and like Leanne Rimes. Those were my big inspirations as a kid, and since I moved out of the Midwest, I have a lot more different musical interests and genres that I listen to now. Most recently, I say that I really love the of like Reese Lewis, and really dig his sound, and Ethan. I just really like his songwriting. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but his songwriting is just very has that same kind of storytelling. But I guess I'm influenced by good songwriters. I'm a lyric person, so I can get down to a beat or a rhythm all night long, but what really gets me is when I can connect to a lyric.
Nice. Yeah, I dug the lyrics in your song, and I'm really looking forward to hearing more of your music. So if you're wanting to play another song, you could.
Yeah, definitely.
Sweet.
I'll do one. This is off my first album, and this really goes back more to my country roots. This is a song that I wrote for a friend of mine, and it's called Up in Flames. If you could see me now, you wouldn't recognize who you're looking at. Sorry, 1 second. A, that lyric was wrong, and also the capo made this tuning really bad. All right, take 2. If you could see me now from just a year ago, you wouldn't recognize who you're looking at. We were 2 young lovers caught up in each other till the drinking started and the loving stopped. Oh my God, what went wrong? I thought we were the lucky ones. Now here I am, just trying to find my pride. And I keep telling myself that I am gonna get out, but I haven't walked away. I'm gonna grab my boots and walk right out the door. There ain't nothing in this house worth fighting for. All of those tear-stained whiskey nightmares in my bed. Well, I'm gonna light it up in flames and get out while I can. Got a scar on my left cheek, a gift from him last Christmas Eve. I got a diamond bracelet to make it go away. These days it's easy to hide, a little makeup covers up that black eye, but nothing covers up the pain. It's hard to love a man you hate, harder yet to walk away from the passion, the devotion. And I kept telling myself that I was gonna get out, gonna walk away, but I have always stayed. So I'm gonna grab my boots and walk right out the door. 'Cause there ain't nothing in this house worth fighting for. To all of those tear-stained whiskey nightmares in my bed, well, I'm gonna light it up in flames and get out while I can. Oh, burn, baby, burn. Burn until it doesn't hurt. You're lying, cheating, crying shame. Oh, so I'm gonna light you up in flames. I grabbed my boots, I walked right out the door. Oh, there ain't nothing in that house worth fighting for. To all of those tear-stained whiskey nightmares in my bed, well, I lit it up in flames, so get out while you can.
Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I could totally see the country in it, but I feel like music is kind of like art. It's just in the beauty, in the eye of the beholder. Like everybody gets something out of it.
Yeah, you have your own style, definitely. Love it.
Thank
And
you.
my cat loves it too. She was
Oh, Miss Bats has to make her. She's such a diva. Every show she comes rolling through.
Yeah, she does, but she really liked Anna's voice. I could tell. She was in the
Well,
screen and she jumped away right before our screens came up, and I was like, oh man. So she was taking it too. She was a fan of acoustic.
Well, I recorded at a friend's house once, and he had 2 cats, and like they were not into my singing. I'm vindicated. I feel better now.
but
Awesome.
nonetheless.
Yeah, it's funny, like how animals have their own musical preferences too. Like my cat Fernando doesn't mind metal, but Miss Bats does not like our metal. So
Really, Fernando?
yeah, and I think it's because
Out of all your animals, Fernando.
yeah.
Like, no.
In fact, one of his favorite bands is Deadbeat Blackout. So
I could see that because Hakate's just freaking awesome.
Yep. And then he really likes our music too. So Fernando loves that type of music. It's weird.
I will go and visit Maxine, and I won't even see that cat hardly.
Yeah,
like,
he's
at all. Like he
He's
just
so
hides out in some mystery bat cave.
yeah.
But he comes out. Next time I come over, I'm just gonna be like playing a bunch of metal music.
he probably will come out.
That's my trick next time.
So, Anna, you mentioned that you have some albums. Where can our viewers find you online?
So I have 1 album out so far, 1 pending. So my album's called Good Girl.
Okay.
Find it on Spotify, iTunes, pretty much anywhere that you can stream music. I think those are the 2 platforms. I think you can get it on CD Baby too, but Spotify and iTunes, find it.
Nice. We'll put that up on the screen for you too.
I'm getting it.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Boom. Oh, I should put Good Girl on Spotify and iTunes. And if you guys are just tuning in, we have Anna Robinson in the house. And this is her album, Good Girl. Check it out. She's amazing.
Yes, I'm totally enjoying this evening.
It's
what I
too.
did after a long trip. So I went to North Dakota for a few days, and then I traveled yesterday. And
there wasn't any musicians hangout last week.
Right, yeah. So I missed it, but I was traveling within that time, so it was also, nice to have the time off too, because it's the hustle bustle of that gets to be a lot. And then when you don't see family a lot, that also is where you want to spend your time.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody minded at all. They were all pretty, I don't know, busy maybe. It was a hot one, so.
Anna, what venues have you played? Where have you played around? So you mentioned a couple earlier. Where else have you played in Seattle?
I've actually never gone to Seattle to play.
So, okay. Pacific Northwest area.
Oh yeah. So normally in Olympia, played at the Pig Bar and then Buzz's. But I live up in Union on the Olympic Peninsula, so like I've gone out to the coast a lot, like the Aberdeen, Montesano area, and then Port Townsend.
Yes.
Union, where we live. And then I feel like my favorite shows though have been out of state. 2017 we did like a North America, plus Canada, and my last tour, which was the hiking tour, through Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, and New Mexico.
Oh, I love that. Oh my gosh.
Oh, hell yeah.
Sounds amazing. Oh my goodness. So when you were on tour, did you drive? Did you fly? Did you take train?
So for the 2017 tour, it was the Beach Town tour, and we drove in this tour van called Big Red, and it was Rob Hill and I and his daughter Emily. And that's really when Emily and I started realizing that, and we are just really good together as musicians, off of each other really well. She's also like my best friend, so dynamic. And that's kind of when we came up with the idea of doing the 3,000 Miles tour, which is like, let's do a hiking tour, because who does that? And that one we hiked. So we walked from Canada to Mexico and had our music equipment kind of like ferried along the way from
yes
numbers that I would call, or like at one point we had someone at a bar in Colorado, in Walden, Colorado, like offer to drive our stuff to Breckenridge.
Heck yes. Heck yes.
Yeah.
My people will never like, and then from Breckenridge, you can just have your stuff shipped by horseback.
No, we met some really awesome people in Breckenridge. So there's a hiker that I knew on trail that I met up in Glacier, and she had a friend that owned a bar in Breckenridge, and we just happened to run into her again in Colorado when we were looking to get our stuff moved from like Steamboat Springs to Breck and have a place to store it. And she's like, well, my buddy owns a bar, call him. So we like got a show there, and then he like put us up in the house, and we like nap at his bar. Like we just like hung out with like dirty hikers, like sleeping chairs in his bar. And it was cool. We met a cool crew of people, and then from there we were able to meet a guy from that group that lived in Leadville, which the trail also goes through. So our music equipment went to Leadville. We stayed there in this really cool like tree house. And then from there we hiked on, and we had just randomly had some friends that we'd met on our last tour that were driving their RV to Key West. And so they picked it up in Leadville, Colorado, and picked us up in Pagosa Springs off trail, and like brought us into Pagosa Springs so we could like hang out for a day, brought us back to trail, and then they drove our stuff to Albuquerque for our next show.
Oh, nice.
I love that.
Albuquerque.
That sounds so fun. I would love to do a hiking tour. I've never thought of that.
Yeah.
That's because we're drummers. That's why we don't think of that.
I know.
Definitely. Logistically, it is a hard thing to do.
Yeah, I bet.
Emily's a super laid back, chill person. She's kind of like, if stuff starts like going bad, she's just like, well, it is what it is. And we just got this. So sometimes like not knowing when we were going to get our music equipment to the next place, or not knowing if we were going to like have a show in the next place, and trying to figure that out and call venues from the trail when we had cell service.
Good God.
Was really difficult. And it worked for us though, because I mean, the times that we did have shows and like we blew into town after being like on trail for like a week, like coming into town and like that adrenaline of playing a show and just like meeting all these people and like, you know, society overload.
Oh yeah, that would be
awesome. Like I'm kind of jealous now. I want to go do a hiking trip and figure out where the hell my drums are going. And it's like, it's not a small kick. It's enormous. It's just ridiculous. So that should be fun.
If I do it, I would go totally acoustic. So my husband and I are a power duo. So we're a two-piece. So we could go totally acoustic. He could have his guitar, one of our little speakers. We could probably carry what we need. So my brain's going. You got me thinking about this, because that would be
literally none of my bands can do that, because I'm in a metal band and a super punk rock band. So, but at the same time, Hated Noise, my kit is so compact. Like I could probably just like fit everything inside my kit.
One of those suitcase
drums. I just need like, yeah, because I could just throw everything inside my kick drum.
Yep, that'd be sweet.
Honestly, if you have like, I think the ideal way to do a hiking tour would be to have someone going with like one designated vehicle.
Okay.
Like the time that just wants to drive, and everybody else hike, and they just kind of like chill, like a camping band.
They meet up at
that would be ideal
or whatever. Like you girls hike to this forest, and I'll meet you like 50 miles down the road, or however far you can hike in a day, maybe 20. I don't know your speed. I don't know the terrain, whatever. Yeah. And just like pick like a location that's where you all meet up.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Good advice. Good advice.
And that way, if anything goes down on the trail, like they could like figure out where in the world you might be, and you have like a safety net.
Yeah. It's definitely, I mean, I think it's a whole other experience though to not have that safety net, because Emily had she had really bad blisters that would get infected, and she would have an infection up her leg to her calf muscle from a blister on her heel, and they were bad. We were just ooh, we need to go to the doctor. And those experiences, we met the coolest people that we would hitchhike with. So we had a guy that we met in Yellowstone National Park, and
I love Yellowstone. Oh.
he gave us a ride all the way to Du Bois, Wyoming. And,
wow.
Yeah. And
wow.
Some of the people you meet when you're hitchhiking, to get out, that's a whole other experience in itself. I think I would still want to be able to hitchhike and have that experience. It was my first time hitchhiking with a semi truck driver.
Those guys are fun.
And he was the nicest, sweetest, cleanest guy ever. I felt so bad because we got in and my trekking pole punctured his garbage bag in his semi, and you could tell that he's super neat, and so it was yikes.
Oh.
Dirty. He was just kind of super, super graceful about it.
Oh.
Oh, that's cool though.
I appreciate when people are gracious like that. That's cool.
Yeah. Or, going out of their way to drive, smell hikers. And
some stinky hikers.
Yeah.
So you mentioned Glacier earlier too. I love Glacier. I used to go there as a kid almost every summer. So that's one of my favorite places in the world.
Yeah, Glacier was definitely incredible, and I started there. So
what a great place to start. Where did you play around there?
So we played in Augusta.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that dog just jumped out of nowhere.
So actually Emily didn't get to start the trail with me. About 2 weeks into it. It's a week Glacier and then a week through the Bobby Wilderness.
Oh, that's wonderful.
That with my partner Brian, and we hiked into Augusta, and it's this really small 1-horse town in Montana. Their biggest season is the rodeo season, but other than that, there's a bed and breakfast kind of inn and a little motel. And we had Emily's dad and a couple of our friends and Emily, and they brought my dog, but they brought the tour van basically full of people from Washington to see us for our Augusta show. That was really our real start, even though I was 2 weeks in already. So it was cool because we didn't have a show lined up in Augusta. When we tried to call venues there, they're like, you know what? It's a really small town. We don't book unless it's during the rodeo, because we can't afford.
Wow. Uh-oh, Anna.
Can you hear me?
We're losing connection. Sorry. You were choppy.
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
Well, no, Augusta a day earlier than everybody in the van. I just kind of went around and talked to the bars and was and it ended up being this really thing. The town Chamber of Commerce put us on their website, and we do shows there just from me asking if we could play, and they paid us and everything, which was super cool. But yeah, we definitely brought Washington to Augusta, and it was a really cool.
That is awesome. Oh my goodness. How fun. You must have seen some beautiful places on that tour.
Oh yeah, definitely. So many, even really one out.
I wanted to mention earlier, I'm in swim. So you had talked a little bit about, playing out in the Olympic Peninsula, and that's where I'm at.
Okay.
Do you know where
I'm in Lake
I
Stevens?
do, yeah. So
because it's close to Port Townsend.
Yeah, so I'm actually just, if you go down the Hood Canal, but at the turn of the L of the Hood Canal, that's where Union is.
Oh my gosh,
So I'm
you were very close to me. Wow. Oh, cool. Yeah, man, there's some killer hikes out by you.
All over the peninsula. We went backpacking a month ago up by Squim. We went up to Goat Lake.
You did? Oh my goodness, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool, very cool. Crash and I hiked. We didn't backpack. We hiked it over by Crescent Lake, Pyramid Peak.
Pyramid Peak. It was hardcore.
It was. It
It
was.
was before. So I'm pretty proud of us. Like we made it all the way up to the top and back down.
Yeah, it was straight up for like 3.5 miles, and Crash hadn't conditioned. So I've been hiking for a few weeks with my girlfriends every weekend, and Crash just went into it cold, and she freaking rocked it.
There was and as those of us or those of you who have been following like our little adventure, there's like a place where there was a landslide. So there was no trail, and the landslide were these teeny tiny little pebbles that if you put any pressure on, they would slide out from underneath you, and
Yeah,
you
it
have
was
to
like a
go
waterfall of dirt.
horizontally across that. So I was just like, okay, that's how we got to do it, ladies. And I just like ran right across it, and they were just like, what? So I had to run across and like help them across, but yeah, because you don't want your full weight on any of that stuff because that just gives more time to slip. So I'm just like, okay, the best way to do this is just like
Fast.
run and hope to God.
Where was that at?
That was out by Crescent Lake. It was Pyramid Peak.
Pyramid Peak. Okay, cool. I've never explored Crescent Lake or that area, so.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we went when we did. Yeah.
Papa Doe says,
That's awesome.
hey, Justin.
Justin, thank you so much for connecting us with Anna. She's amazing. Oh my goodness.
Really? Oh, wait, I don't know. Sorry. Sorry.
Having a blast tonight.
Oh my gosh.
So I was going to say I was really glad that we did that trail when we did, because the following weekend, the east side of that lake caught fire and it burned for,
Dang.
I want to say 3 weeks. And it took 85 acres out there. So super sad. So I'm glad we saw everything on Pyramid Peak before that happened, because now it's all going to be.
That makes me sad that there was a fire out there. That was just the most beautiful sight I've seen. Like,
yeah, it's pretty devastating.
It was so high up that we were like eye level with bald eagles.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Soaring high up in the sky.
And Storm King was right across from us, and we could see the Strait of Fuca. We could see Canada.
We could see everything.
And Mount Baker that day. Yeah, we like hiking. That's so awesome. I'm so inspired by you to do a hiking camping tour.
Good.
Well, we've been, chit-chatting quite a bit. Did you want to play us another song?
Sure.
Yes, please do.
Oh my gosh. So one of the first bands that I was ever in, my friend Sean Morris was the drummer for it.
Oh, hi, Sean. Thanks for joining us tonight.
And he says, love you, Tony. Oh my gosh. Shocking Sean. I love you, brother. So good to see you. And thank you for joining us. All right, well.
Awesome. So this is one of my newer songs since coming off tour. And it's about being really in love with someone that is kind of a little twisted. So the song's called
Love it.
I love it when I close my eyes and you're the only light that shines. I love it when you're on my mind, but let's be honest, that's been all the time. What the hell am I supposed to do? I can't get away from you, and I don't want to listen to the voice inside my head. Oh, oh, you got me twisted. Oh, oh, you made me blind. Oh, and I must have missed it. Oh, oh, and I lost my mind over you. this is just a dream. If it is, sedate me, please. I don't wanna wake, and I don't wanna walk away. I'm consumed by the melody, and if you try to set me free, I promise that I'll break. Oh, oh, you got me twisted. Oh, oh, you made me blind. Oh, and I must have missed it. Oh, oh, and I lost my mind over you. You got me now. I'm so addicted. Try to get out. Boy, I can't kick this. Oh, you got me twisted. Oh, oh, you made me blind. Oh, and I must have missed it. Oh, oh, you got me twisted. Oh, you made me blind. Oh, and I must have missed it. Oh, oh, and I lost my mind over you.
Yes. Ooh, I really liked that one. I like all your songs, but man, that one really got me. I like it.
Uh-oh. I think
Uh-oh.
she froze. Oh.
Yep, she'll be back. Here she is. Yeah.
That the feed.
Ooh, we told
Dude,
you
that
we'd have a
was
little
amazing.
difficulty. Sounded amazing. I love it.
Said that he is doing great tonight and listening to some cool music on the Hangout.
Yeah. We do have some cool music tonight, guys. Wow, Anna, you're awesome.
Thank you.
I love your voice. It's kind of Alanis Morissette.
Yes. Yes.
But different, if that makes any sense at all.
All right. That's the first time I've heard that one.
What do you usually get?
I usually get like Stevie Nicks-esque, or like, especially when I get really loud, like Miranda Lambert-esque kind of.
Oh yeah, I forgot about her. I'm old, so like some of these people have come out like since, I don't know, but I know who you're talking about.
I mean, Stevie Nicks.
Well, Stevie Nicks, obviously, but Miranda Lambert, I kind of forgot that she existed for a minute there. So, sorry, Miranda. I promise, once I heard your name, though,
She's
came right back to me.
$, so she's not sweating about it.
Yeah, she doesn't give a crap about if I forgot about her name or not. So I had a question. Do you do your own recordings, or do you do them at a studio?
So for the first album, For Good Girl, I did it all at a studio. I started, like, now I do like my own little recordings for myself, and that's always kind of fun. We just did a virtual Hoodstock music festival out here.
Ooh.
And so Emily and I did a couple of videos for that. Had like coordinated and stuff. Actually, I'll probably be posting those videos on social media, if not tonight.
Oh, great.
Yeah, but yeah, I haven't really done my own like recordings that I'm ready to like worlds. Mostly because I don't know, the software that I have is not like super great, and I'm still getting used to like using GarageBand. And
So what software are you using? I mean, outside of GarageBand.
so like I use my mixer. I've got a Soundcraft mixer, and so you're able to like use their whatever their like digital software and mix off.
See, I recently just got, what is it? It's a Mackie FX Pro 16, and it comes with like two different. I can have Pro Tools, or I could have some other program which I can't exactly remember off at the top of my head at the moment. So I was just wondering, like, I'm just trying to figure out, which is a user friendly to someone who doesn't know how to use any of that, like, at all. So, I mean, I know where microphones go, but that's just because I pay attention to where the sound guy puts stuff. But as far as recording, yeah. So I'm just looking for any little tips that you may have for recording.
I guess my biggest tip for the stuff I do for myself is get a good condenser mic for vocals. I feel like that changes everything. Like what I'm using right now is the dynamic mic, and I love the sound so much more for a recording of a condenser mic because you can play with it a lot more and it really pulls.
Yeah.
And then also like go raw to start with. Like don't go crazy. Like don't set up your sound like you're setting up for a show with all the reverb and all of your effects and changing your lows and because you're gonna change that after you record it. So you don't want it to sound. You want it to sound raw when you're hearing it in your phones. Did you guys catch that before I cut out?
That last part cut out, but I totally get sounding raw.
All I heard was make sure it sounds raw because when you hear it through the earphones.
Yeah, you just don't want like reverb and stuff on it because it's gonna throw you off. Or any other kind of effects. You wanna record raw and like get the best quality sound out of your own vocals first, and then you can go through and like pitch control if you need to or play with it.
Yeah, I thought you meant for instruments. I'm like, well, wait a minute, wait. So no distortion, like, but no.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously don't use like distortion with my owl.
Yeah.
At least for acoustic, I wouldn't even put very many effects on the guitar.
Yeah.
Again, it's stuff you can do later. You want that crisp sound first.
No, I get.
When we record, we like to do it as raw as possible and then add during the mixing process. My husband does most of that, and I appreciate it very much. But like, I get what you mean by like starting out raw and clean because you get a good base to the project. Ooh, thank you, Justin. Good condenser mic. Check it out.
Looks like we lost Crash.
She'll be back. Like we said, this is one of our segments, technical difficulties. Well, and I notice when the platform is being used a lot, we can run into some technical difficulties. Any weather patterns in between us can affect it. So I guess I will ask you another question. And I wanted to see what, let's see. Hold on. Sorry. I lost track of where I've been in the show. I've been so impressed by your music. I'm like, just play more music. Oh, no. Now I lost Anna. Well, everybody will be back. And I guess I'll update everybody on some of the events that we have coming up. So next month, we have our Light the Night benefit. That's going to be September 11th. And that's a Saturday, and we are going to be doing a 9-hour event to raise awareness and help the benefit through Light the Night. Hi, Anna. Thanks for joining us again. I'm glad that you were able to connect. Chris has had to go completely out of studio, but she'll be back in just a little bit. Did you want to play another song while we wait for her to connect?
Sure.
Cool. Thanks. I know I was going to ask you a question, but like I said, I'm like, I want to hear her play music. So I don't know if I can move myself out of the screen. I will try. She usually has the control over the whole show, so I might just hang out here, but I will mute my mic.
No worries. All right, so this is a song that I wrote that's kind of based off of the work that I do in fisheries. I do a lot of work with salmon restoration as my day job. And it's called Back to the River. And that kind of like inspired how I wrote this song, kind of thinking about how salmon have to come back. And you know, it's a journey, and I think everybody goes through some kind of a journey in life. So yeah, I guess that's all I'll say about this. Watch me fall on my pride. I messed up again, and I can see in your eyes your disappointment in me. Well, there is something I've lost along the way. I need to go back and find it, but there is always a cost you have to pay to get back to where you started. Close your eyes, and when you wake up, I'll be gone. I'm going back to the river where I come from. I'm tearing down these walls, every stone, and when the flood lets out, I'll just let it flow. I'm going back to the mountain that built my name. I feel as strong as the granite running through my veins, and I swear to anybody who gets in my way, I'm ready. I'm coming home. I was brought down, life hit me hard. Ooh, the lungs of mine, and I could see from the start, oh, that I would get back up again. Oh, there is fire in me, I feel it burn, and I won't stop till I'm finished. And all of the blood that I bleed will start to turn into the path that I'm making. Close your eyes, and when you wake up, I'll be gone. I'm going back to the river where I come from. I'm tearing down these walls, every stone, and when the flood lets out, I'll just let it flow. I'm going back to the mountain that built my name. I feel as strong as the granite running through my veins, and I swear to anybody who gets in my way, I'm ready. I'm coming home. Back to the river, back to the river, back to the river, back to the river. I said back to the river, back to I'll be gone. I'm going back to the river where I come from. I'm tearing down these walls, every stone, and when the flood lets out, I'll just let it flow. I'm going back to the mountain that built my name. I feel as strong as the granite running in my veins, and I swear to anybody who gets in my way, I'm ready. I'm going back to the river where I come from. I'm tearing down these walls, every stone, and when the flood lets out, I'll just let it go. Back to the mountain that built my name. I feel as strong as the granite running in my veins, and I swear to anybody who gets in my way, I'm ready. I'm coming home.
Boom, I'm back. That was
Yay,
beautiful.
she's back, and that was awesome.
That was awesome. I got to hear the whole entire thing, even. So, welcome to the wonderful world of everyone's online now in the whole entire world. So they suck up all of the Wi-Fi, all the bandwidth.
Yes, the
Oh, see, there you.
fucked up.
I was gonna say, see, there goes Maxine right now. Yeah, because you just like you're circling up, like here we go again. So it's not just me. It's not just
No.
Anna. It's everyone on the planet.
It is, and you know, with shutdown going on, well, not total shutdown, but with more people staying home, there's definitely a lot more people streaming all at once, so it gets to be, you know, challenging. But we make it work.
I feel like this whole entire year has just been shut down.
I know.
And the funny thing is, like the 1920s is when the Great Depression hit. So, like 100 years later.
Right. Yeah, it was the end of the 20s, and then we went right into the dirty 30s. So, but humans are resilient. We'll get through. So, Anna, tell me about venues that you want to play when, you know, COVID settles. If COVID settles down.
Oh my God. I don't even know. Like I just
kind of anywhere, right? Anywhere that's going to be open.
Yeah.
I feel like you need to get like all the hot spots of like all the Seattle musician greats. Like you need to do Central Tavern, hands down. It's the oldest venue in the state of Washington, and like literally everyone who has ever been a musician in Seattle has played there. So it's just kind of tradition, and it's just super fun, even though the stage is kind of weird.
I really like the Columbia City Theater. I saw that.
The Skull Pirate. I was just thinking Columbia City Theater.
Oh, what a fun stage to play, and wow, what a concert too. That was a fun night. So yeah, I'd say Club Sir is a really nice place to play too.
But watch out for their little 25 ticket sale thing.
Oh my God. Did you read Justin's post about how New York State has gone no ticket sales for live venues anymore, which is really sad. But maybe they'll find ways so that we can bring that back in a way that musicians make more money.
Now venues can, instead of selling tickets, now venues can charge a cover fee, which could work better in the musicians, because now they won't have like, well, you have to at least, sell 25 tickets, give us all of the money before you can start making any money after that.
Yeah.
Club Sir and a couple other venues. Like I know other venues.
Yeah, there are some other venues that do that
But
too.
there are people like the local spot with Aaron Torres, who, if you do ticket sales, if the ticket is $10, the bands get $7. That's amazing.
Well, and speaking of Aaron Torres and the local spot, I'm really excited to hear that they're trying to streamline musicians through a more private party way.
Yes.
Dare I say a speakeasy way, like the 20s, but in such a way that we can social distance but still be able to play to fans.
Whoa. So Justin just said no ticket sales, no advertising. They shut down on social media for even mentioning it. And then no freaking door check. Are you shitting me?
Oh no, that's terrible.
How are musicians supposed to make like a penny? Can you have a tip jar?
Yeah, right. They probably can't even.
You're stuck with like the drink tickets, and we're just calling it good.
Terrible.
Even though you're risking your life out here in the coronavirus times, do you have to play in your masks?
I've heard some.
And so, can the drummer wear an oxygen mask? Because I feel like that's the only way a drummer's ever going to make it through Corona.
Exactly. That's
we can mask up, but it better be to an oxygen tank because
be sweaty. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So Anna, you mentioned that you did a live stream event. Do you have?
He says live streams forever.
Yes. So that's where a lot of us have gone. Anna, do you have any other live stream events you're going to be playing?
So I booked right now, or I guess because I can decide, I book it myself. I don't have any coming up. We just did the Hidstock Music Festival. Before that, we did Music on the Estuary, which is an and then before that, Emily Hill and I had done a fundraiser for the Continental Divide Trail Coalition, which we were supposed to be in person in New Mexico and ended up doing it virtually. And then actually, I'm super proud of this, but so I started the hashtag for quarantine concerts. So you know when you can hashtag something and then you go to the hashtag and it's like, if you started it, if yours is the only.
That's cool.
So it was right before everything got shut down in Washington, and we had a show in Tacoma at Jazz Bones.
Oh, Jazz Bones.
And so I left work early and I was going home to get ready and go, and then we got the call that it was canceled. And so we're like, well, screw it. Like, let's just do live stream, because we had experience doing live streams because we had for like a Christmas like fundraising show before we went on trail. We were like selling our CD. So we were like, yeah, we can just do live stream with the iRig. And so we like did a whole thing for it, and like I did the hashtag for it, and I was like, yes, I like started this hashtag quarantine concerts.
Good
and then
job.
Emily's dad started the Facebook page for Quarantine Concerts Worldwide.
Wow.
So we've been able to like see a lot of really awesome artists on that. So if you Quarantine Concerts Worldwide, you can see so many artists from all over the country, all over the world, playing shows, and they're posted there. We'll probably do another concert when Emily gets back. She's on trail. She does this really awesome job where she works with youth. And so they go on trail. So
I love that. Oh my goodness. Yes.
For like 2 weeks at a time, and she's 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. So she's out in the Olympics with the group.
Sweet.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, I love your friend Emily. I can't wait to meet her too.
Yeah, you'll definitely do another segment and get Emily, and she's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool to be connected now to the person who came up with that hashtag. That's great.
Yes. So musicians hangout. We have the Corona concert series. That was our little shtick because we were supposed to go out and have shows too.
Yeah, we had.
And the world closed down. So we decided, you know what? F that. Into the a-hole. because we're musicians and you can't keep us down. So we did this 6-week concert series on Fridays. And it was like 4 hours of musicians playing 30-minute sets. So it was a lot of people. And by the end of the 6 weeks, we were just exhausted by it because that's 6 weeks of like finding musicians, getting everything together, putting this together, making it. And poor Justin, he made the most amazing commercials for us. But then we had to download those and upload those and download those and upload it. It was just crazy. So by the end of the 6 weeks, we were like, man, I don't know. So we decided, you know what? But we loved it so much that we are going to once a month.
Yes, now we do it monthly, and we would love to have you come on for our live stream show when we have a. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
if we could time it when Emily's back from Trail Week.
Yes, we could totally do that because we do it monthly, and we're just lining up the next one, but we have the September one pretty set, and then we'd be going into October. So we'll stay connected with you and see what works out because we've met some amazing people through this concert series, and I'm so glad that we went on this journey because we were the podcast, and then Brandon Welch from Bigwood Record contacted us and had this idea to do a Corona concert series when we shut down. So within 2 weeks we launched, and that took off for us.
Yeah, and Justin's calling you out.
Yes, you do. I will make it. I promise. I finally got transfers. So
yeah, and I told him that we were waiting first on shirts, and then your spot didn't have the right transfers, so we had to order transfers. And
everybody must be making T-shirts for craft projects at home because it is really hard to find specifically dark T-shirt transfers that are good quality. You can find the regular white shirts, but I like to print on black and red because, I think it looks cooler. So.
They look awesome.
You will have not just one shirt coming your way, Justin, but I'm going to send you another one of Musicians Hangout too for all the help you've done for us. So thank you, friend. You're amazing.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yes. Okay, so let's see. We're coming up. It's about 9 after 8. Did you want to do another song for us, Anna?
Sure.
Awesome.
Always. I like more than talking. Like I said, I'm always.
That's what you said. So I want to.
Get to know you as a musician too. That's why it's called Musicians Hangout. We're gonna hang out with you, but we love to be serenaded. That's super awesome.
Yeah.
This is what Justin said. He's like, so. Justin, you are a huge part of Musicians Hangout.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
We depend on you for a lot of stuff. No joke.
I know. Why did he have to move to New York? Seriously.
He's gonna come. He's coming back.
So much more convenient. I don't know, but like those guys and his other band. Oh my gosh. Which, you know what? We should do a real big plug. We should do a plug-in real quick. I'll get the link. For our pal, Justin. I'm getting the link up here.
Oh, you are too? Okay.
So, I'm going to say this wrong because in the spirit of Maxine.
It's erudition.
Erudition. Mm-hmm. They just released a new album. And it is super awesome. And if you haven't heard them, definitely check them out on Facebook. And I'm going to post. Here we go. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Justin. Erudition.
Well, and I know, even if he doesn't move back, eventually Justin's going to come back to the area and see us. So.
Yeah.
He has too many friends out here. And he'll bring his awesome bands with him.
And he's also on all platforms. And it's Erudition Chapter 1. I never remember that. I thought it was Volume 1, though.
Chapter 1. I listened to that while I was hanging out with my family. My mom is a huge fan.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah. So we were hanging out around my auntie's fire pit and jamming out to Chapter 1.
Oh, he says that his wife is in Washington. Oh, well, that just gives you more. That just gives you more reason to come visit. And you got to come visit your home, girls.
Yeah, I definitely kidnapped him like the weekend before he left because I had just gotten back from tour. And I'd like talk to him during my tour. I'm sure Justin, you remember, like we'd be in towns and I'd like have like 2 drinks and because I'd been in the mountains for so long, and I would like call Justin and be like, chat.
Hey, that's awesome.
I made him
Hell yeah.
our coming home show, and then I was like, but it's my birthday weekend, you can't leave. Then I just kind of like, yeah, made him stay for the weekend, and then like ugly cried when he left.
Oh, wow, you guys are really good friends. That's really cool.
That's awesome. I love that.
Good friends.
There you go. I had an awesome cup like that.
It's my show cup. I have to have an awesome goblet.
So Anna drunk calls.
Yes, those are the best. The best, seriously.
Girl, you get drunk on me anytime.
All right, let's let Anna play us a song.
All right, so this song is called Die Alone. We watch these walls, there is blood down the hall, and the fire from the night simmered down. We tell ourselves that it's for our health. Being apart would kill us both. And darling, I'm afraid to die alone. Oh, I'm going through the motions. I don't feel anything anymore, but I did before. We used to be so open. Now everywhere I turn is another door, and you've been keeping score. I've forgotten how to be a lover, but I'm saying I love you every night, and we are killing each other. But I'm holding on to you like you're my lifeline. So we watch these walls, there is blood down the hall, and the fire from the night is set down. We tell ourselves that it's for our health. Being apart would kill us both. And darling, I'm afraid to die alone. Oh, oh, oh. Nobody understands it. I'm finding it harder to justify why you're in my life. You've been taking me for granted, and either it's your fault or it's mine, and there's no compromise. You've forgotten how to be a lover. But you're saying you love me every night, and we are killing each other. But you're holding on to me like I'm your lifeline. So we wash these walls, there is blood down the hall, and the fire from the night is set down. We tell ourselves that it's for our health, being apart till us both. Darling, I'm afraid to die alone. Oh, 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 oh. I've forgotten how to be a lover. But I'm saying I love you every night, and we are killing each other. But I'm holding on to you like you're my lifeline. Watch these walls, there is light down the hall, and the fire from the night simmer down. Oh, we tell ourselves that it's for our health, being apart till us. And darling, I'm afraid to die alone. Oh, no, no, no. No, no, going through the motions, I don't feel anything anymore, but I did before.
Awesome.
Yay!
Beautiful.
Lovely. Oh my gosh, I love the ending too. It was very mysterious.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love it. Oh my gosh, I love your music, Anna.
Yes. I love how it does tell a story.
Yes. You're a good, lyricist. It's a very, very well told story in each song.
Thank you. Yeah, I wish that I guess everybody has something that they don't like about the way that they do their music. Wish that I had more creative expressions, or I sit down and find a really cool chord progression that I'm like, yeah, this is the and I really like it. I can't find lyrics for it. And I'm like, well, that's just going to be an instrumental.
Yeah, it's hard to fit words in too much, if that makes sense. You can have too much going on with your music to really fit in the story.
Yeah, and because I don't have a band. I've played with bands, I love doing it, but for the most part, for me, it has just worked out better to tour solo, do duo, and so, you can't get too busy. There's not, that much space for it. Kind of lame with just one acoustic guitar.
Yeah, right. As drummers, we always play acoustically, but it's more of a pain in the ass for us. Acoustically.
Are all of
Unless
these songs,
bare none.
Are all of these songs you've played tonight on your album, Good Girl?
No, so the only one that's on the album is Up in Flames. Everything else is new.
Really? Wow. So we're getting a taste of things that are going to be on the next album.
Yeah, some of them. I haven't really decided.
That's all right. I totally get that.
We get a private well, it's not really a private concert because we are worldwide, but
yes,
at the same time.
Yeah, I think everything for the most part is very different. It's style wise than what the Good Girl album is. That was like my first album. It's my country album. Very much like, you know, fresh off the wagon from South Dakota. And I love that my style has changed so much. So I'm really I like that fresh off the wagon.
yeah, I like that analogy too.
But
And
yeah,
that would make it authentic too. I'm sure it's pretty authentic because of that.
Yeah. But yeah, the Pacific Northwest, it is its own culture. And
It is. Oh my gosh, I love it here. I feel like I belong here, if that makes sense.
it does.
Cool. Well, are you wanting to play a little more music? Because I am digging hearing you. Oh my gosh. And like you're more comfortable playing music.
I put the CD just like on repeat, just like dancing around, just like I love this song. Oh my God, I love this song too.
Yes. I'm gonna find you on Spotify, man. This is great.
Oh, I'm downloading you on iTunes.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I'll play another song. This is actually a song that I wrote with Emily, and it's called. It was like our first kind of like collaboration, sitting on my deck and smoking a joint and writing together. So this song is called. I don't like the way you're talking. Everything you say is blue. Nothing's ever been your fault, and misery is haunting you. Tried to take you in the sunlight. All you did was let it burn. You say that this love, it ain't right. I've never seen you try to make it work. Always throwing stones at houses, never stopped to see if yours was made of glass. Blowing wind across the ocean, but you're the only one who's in a sinking ship. And you find that one day no one's coming back for you. You push them all away, 'cause everything you say is blue. Say I'm in a constant battle. There's nothing left to do but run. On the other side of it is you with a loaded gun. I am not afraid of darkness. It only makes me love the light. But I don't understand your weakness. And God, I've tried. Always throwing stones at houses, never stopped to see if yours was made of glass. Blowing wind across the ocean, but you're the only one who's in a sinking ship. And you'll find that one day no one's coming back for you. You push them all away, 'cause everything you say Always throwing stones at houses, never stop to see if yours was made of glass. Blowing across the ocean, but you're the only one who's in a sinking ship. And you'll find that one day no one's coming back for you. You pushed them all away, 'cause everything you see is
Love it. Yes.
Dude, that was awesome.
Beautiful. Have you done any music videos?
So no. That I have one that I wrote called Wandering Soul that's on the album, and it's more of like a studio video.
Oh, I got you. Those are cool. Yeah.
And then the music videos that we just made for the Hitstock album, but I don't have like artistic that, but the songs that I have ideas for music videos are like not recorded yet.
Ah, I see. So music videos are a plan in the future, maybe.
Yeah, and actually, there's one song on the original album called "Trashy" that I would really love to do like kind of a music video to.
Yeah, I downloaded that one on my iTunes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. That is the song that I wrote about just the like dating trashy dudes in college. And
oh
like,
my
I just was
gosh.
dating.
Yeah.
I feel like every girl on the planet has a story like that.
Well, we all have a trashy dude in our history, definitely. Luckily, mine were before college. I met my husband in college, thank God. But
I was thinking, I'm like, not necessarily have to all take place in college.
I had some doozies.
But there are definitely some trashy ass people.
Yeah.
Not guys in general, just people in general in college.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see that music video too.
Yeah, it's kind of a song that I wrote as a joke, and then it ended up being like my most requested song at shows.
Because it's relatable. That's probably why.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that has that trashy person in their past.
Yeah.
I've done quite a few music videos with Chandler Media and Design, and I just wanted to throw his business out there because he's been really great to work with. He's super professional. He works with all sorts of genres, and he's an ideas guy. So if you're not very creative with what you want to be in your music video, he can come up with a story and pitch it, and you guys can work on it together. So he's pretty fun. His name is Alex Chandler of Chandler Media and Design.
Awesome.
And he's based in Wana, Washington, so he's not too far from us.
Okay, cool.
We've done some really fun projects.
From me.
What was that, Crash?
Then how far is he from me, though?
I'd have to look it up. He might be a couple hours because he's about 2 hours from me.
Where is he at?
He's in Wana, Washington, so that's near Seattle, but it's closer to Tacoma, I want to say.
I've never even heard of Wana.
It's very, very tiny. Super tiny. He basically says he's from Tacoma, so.
Oh, it must be one of those. Like,
he's not that far.
I live in Parkland, Wyoming, or not Wyoming, Parkland, Washington. Where's that? Tacoma.
Tacoma.
A neighborhood.
Well, and we filmed in really cool areas. He's come out to the peninsula. We filmed one of our music videos at Lake Crescent. It was about a true story about a murder victim, Lady of the Lake. story from Crescent Lake. And then we filmed on the Dungeness Spit, and we also went out to Monroe, Washington, and filmed in the state's smallest chapel. So that was really cool. Like, there's really cool places in the area to film.
Yeah, the Washington's smallest chapel is out where I live, pretty much. Not too far, anyways.
Yeah, it's out on Highway 2 when you're headed up to the Cascades.
Yep. Which is where I'm going to be heading come Friday.
Oh my gosh, yes. Are you going out to Monroe?
I'm going out to Teanaway.
Oh, wow, yes.
Heck yeah, I need a little R&R time.
Yeah, you do. That's going to be really fun. I'm glad you're doing that.
Heck yeah. Gonna be camping, roughing it.
I love camping. Oh my goodness. I miss camping. I haven't gone in a while.
Do you like to camp, Anna?
I mean,
Outside of like when you have to hike and camp.
Packing tour, you know, the hiking tour.
most of my weekends this summer I've been on backpacking trips. In the Olympics, I just did the Enchantment the other week.
Oh my gosh, yes. Beautiful there.
I didn't camp on that one. I like camped in my friend's camping van at the trail. Just did like the whole, like the 18-mile day. We just did it all the way through in one day because we didn't have a permit.
Oh, well, and you start out early and it stays, you know, light pretty late. So you could do that in a full day.
Oh yeah, it's definitely very, very full in a whole day.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do a lot of backpacking. I generally like backpacking more than I like car camping. Mostly because we get away from people.
Yeah, I like that about it too. You get away from people.
I mean, camping back in the day, when I was young, we could just wander out into the wilderness anywhere on the planet, pretty much, and just be like, this about ours for the night. We don't have that luxury anymore. So it's a little different. It means something a little different to me. So, like, it's not as fun. But I still love it.
Yeah.
Even though you are, like, 3 feet from someone else that you don't know.
What's one of your favorite backpacking trails?
Oh, God. So in the Olympics, I really, really love going out into like the Buckhorn Wilderness, and I love the park, but the Buckhorn Wilderness, like, because I can take my dog.
Mm-hmm. That's where I go with my dog. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. We do a lot of like big loops in there. Especially I love like early spring, like snowshoe backpacking. So like going on Marmot Pass. This year we went on a trip and like definitely got to utilize my ice axe. And
wow, that's hardcore. I don't go out in the winter, but I will snowshoe. So I like to snowshoe around Hurricane Ridge, but it's not backpacking. But that sounds really cool. We could do that.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. I feel really lucky that we're, you know, the Olympics are in our backyard, and
I know, I love it here.
Yeah.
It's not too far from where I'm at, but I am jealous of you ladies.
And the Cascades are gorgeous.
They are.
Yeah. Not the Olympics, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
there's a difference.
Their geology, but there's just so many people out there, which is cool. It's really cool that there's so many people like and stuff. But there's like when we were doing the enchantments, like toilet paper everywhere. That stuff just kind of like that makes me so mad. I'm just like, oh my gosh, seriously, people. And there's just, you know, in general, they're a little bit more primitive trails, and there's just not as many people that go out. So once you get, you know, 8 miles in the trail, you just go.
Right, we have so many. Everybody wants to come to the Cascades because it's close.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're just overrun, and you can't really get on a good trail without like really enjoying the trail because there's just too many people on them.
I think it's slightly warmer in the Cascades, especially during the summer too, at night. So, you know, into the fall. So, well, did you want to play us another song? We've got about 20-ish minutes left. We'd love to couple more.
Yeah, sure. I'll play a song that's on the album so you can hear
Ah, yeah.
it. This is a song that when I was up in Alaska, and it's a 2-chord song, so it was kind of like a songwriting challenge to write something that was lyrically dynamic to make a song that was only 2-chord flow. You know, have it. So, this is Bluebird. There's a bluebird on my bedroom window ledge, and she's singing to me, why haven't you left yet? Oh, I've been biding my time while the storm runs wild outside. But as soon as the horizon clears, I'll be on my way out. Ooh, bluebird. Ooh, bluebird. Been making plans and saving all my cash. I bought a big box of pins to put on my new map. Oh, I go outside to start that old Ford of mine. I hear a crash, and then a bam, and then it dies. For me, I guess it's back to the grind. Ooh, bluebird. Ooh, bluebird. I've got a job waiting tables at the new cafe downtown. Working hard even though it isn't showing in my bank accounts. Oh, I'm spending my money faster than I can put it away. Always waiting on another dollar and another day. Ooh, bluebird. Now that old bluebird is long, long gone, and it's been 3 winters since I've heard her song. And that map of mine is hanging on the wall, calling to me and making my bedroom look small. Today's the day I'm gonna drive away. No more excuses. I'm putting my foot down, come hell or high water. I'm getting out of this town. Ooh, bluebird. Ooh, bluebird. Today's the day. There's a bluebird. There's a bluebird. Today's the day.
We're here. We're here. That was awesome.
Very nice.
Thank you.
It's been so fun hanging out with you and listening to your awesome music.
Thank you. Yeah, this is like an eventful night for me. It is.
Amazing you have it.
Totally get it. So I forget, did I ask you earlier when you thought you wanted to release your next album? I might have asked that earlier on in the show.
No, you didn't.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so this is one that's kind of just been like hard because I've been saying like, oh, I'm gonna do another album. My like last album came out in 2017, but I keep writing more songs, and I always kind of like want to put something new on. And I think it's finally gonna happen within the next year, maybe. But
Ooh.
everything like getting in the studio and all of that. Yeah, I know like Rob has been encouraging me to do. Really need to like record some demos and then get it going. There's a song that I wrote called Blood on My Hands that he really wants to put on the new album. So that's kind of like the driving force behind it.
Ooh,
Oh, wow. I'd love to hear that one.
right?
Yeah. Yes. Very cool. Did you want to play another song and then we can bring you back in for a couple more questions to end the night?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so I can definitely do Blood on My Hands.
Yes. Love it.
This one's it's a little sassy.
Oh, I like
Ooh,
the sass.
we like Bessie.
I got blood on my hands and the color looks good on me. All this time I wasted trying to walk around carefully. I'm over it. See what you did, you opened up Pandora's box, and I'm not going back in. There's something mythical about the way the words are flowing out my mouth, straight from my head. Remember when I was clueless and sweet, then you pushed and you pushed and you ruined me. And I'd be lying if I said that I was better off for what you did, but it set me free. I got blood on my hands and the color looks good on me. All this time I wasted trying to walk around carefully. Well, I'm over it. I'm so over this. So thank you, baby. It's really you made me feel this good, and I feel good. And I know it drives you crazy that you're the one who played me like I said that you would. The time's come and gone for who's right or wrong. I promise I won't tell. But I took my faith in you and I traded for the truth so you can go to hell. I got blood on my hands and the color looks good on me. All this time I wasted trying to walk around carefully. Well, I'm over it. I'm so over this. I got blood on my hands and the color looks good on me. I'm not saying I was innocent, but baby I was clean before you made me bleed. I got blood on my hands. I got blood on my hands. I got blood on my hands, and the color looks good on me. It looks good on me. Oh yeah. I got blood on my hands, and the color
Oh yeah, that
Another
was sassy.
amazing song.
Love it, love it.
Yeah, that one, it's so funny. I'm not used to playing that on guitar. Because the most of the times I played it recently for like even virtual shows, like Rob played it a little bit more.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Oh, this feels weird because I'm playing it.
We totally understand. All right, so we have about 10 minutes left and a couple questions.
All
Yeah,
right.
so I ask musicians that come on the show, what advice you have for other musicians?
Yeah.
You know, musicians that have been around for a while, and even musicians that are just starting out.
I guess my biggest advice, especially because I struggle from, just being really insecure on stage and having a lot of social anxiety, is to just not get in your own head and remember that when people are looking at you on a stage and you're like playing your music, they want to like you for the most part. Think about when you're at a show, you're not like hoping for the person on stage to fail. Like you want to. And when you start being like, oh my God, I don't know if they're going to like this, I think you get in your own way. And if you loosen up a little bit and just kind of go out there and not be like overconfident, but feeling a little bit more comfortable in your skin and being like, no, art, this is who I am. Like, it's going to be beautiful no matter.
I agree. It definitely helps your confidence when you are familiar with your instrument and are comfortable behind your instrument. Like Maxine and I, we're social butterflies though. Like we love talking to everyone.
Yes. But my bandmate, my hubby, he's a little more antisocial, so we're a good balance for each other.
Yeah, that yeah.
I am.
Introverted.
You look so relaxed.
He's chilling, watching the show.
It's almost like an athlete. You have to pump yourself up to get on that stage and deliver, you know. So
Yeah, but once you're behind there and you start hitting those skins or strumming that guitar and just start singing, like your soul at some point takes over because that is something that you truly love.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where your confidence comes from.
I definitely feel more confident behind a drum set versus up front on the microphone. I'd rather be, because I sing and I drum, but I would rather be behind my drums. I almost feel like I'm singing less, but I know I'm heard, but it trips out my head, so I'm not overthinking it. Yeah.
I love that like my cymbals are set, but now that I'm down a couple cymbals, I'm just like, oh shit, I got gaps now. So I gotta figure something out. I'll just like hide behind too.
So other than your album coming out hopefully in the next year, what other milestones do you have coming up or goals do you have for your future?
Honestly,
During the Corona adventure.
Yeah.
really, really up in the air right now. Corona normally shows, and I don't know what that's gonna look like, but I definitely, like, Emily and I have a goal. We're creating a documentary from the trail because we've got so much footage in our music.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh yeah.
But that's been slow. We definitely like fell into the trap of like, oh well, we'll get there when we get there. So it's like getting us in gear to do it, and then just creating content. I feel like right now I've been doing that struggle, or I've been struggling trying to be like, oh well, I can't go out and play shows. What's the point? And it's like, no, this is an amazing opportunity. Like trying to go to all my shows and work a full-time job and also write music and collaborate with people, and it's like I have this really awesome unique experience everybody else with
it's so demanding sometimes.
Yeah.
It really is. Where's your new stuff? Play some new stuff. Here's the train tickets.
Yeah, promoting yourself also I feel like takes a lot. At least it does for me. Like it takes a lot out of me to do a lot of social media posts and be constantly plugging music things. So being able to step back from that, I feel like my writing is a little bit more wholesome and it comes more organically.
Yeah, I understand that. It's hard to do all the PR stuff, especially when you're a little more introverted. Or if you're just super busy, you know, like some of us get really busy with our other jobs and our life.
I was gonna say life in general sometimes.
Life in general, yeah. Even through Corona, the whole COVID-19 stuff, it's been oddly busy and oddly draining from all the online platforms and things that you have to do. Like as a teacher, I have to go completely virtual in the fall, starting weeks. So that's, you know, I'm ready for it and I'm not. It's not what I envisioned my teaching career being. I'm adapting, but I miss being in person with kids, especially in the arts. So
I just want to say how much I hate that. When I heard that that's what Washington State was going to be doing is like 100% virtual teaching, I thought that was horrible. I get that they're trying to keep everyone safe, but at the same time, there are other situations. Like there are those kids who need the social interaction.
they really do. Yeah. And somewhere
Need it.
and
And
to feel
they need a safe space sometimes.
Yeah, it's been quite the journey.
Yeah.
I mean, we're almost into September and I thought it would be kind of settled by now, if that makes sense.
I hate this year. We rocked it so hardcore though on January 3rd.
Yeah, we did.
Maxine and I brought the year in together, playing a show at the Columbia City Theater, and we dressed up as in the Roaring 20s as like little flapper girls and everything. And this was like the worst year ever. Like the worst year ever. In the history of my existence. I've been around, since dinosaurs, so.
You know, I'm checking the clock and we got about 6 minutes left if you want to squeeze in another song for us, Anna.
Yeah, I definitely can.
Cool.
Now that you've played your whole album.
Yeah, right? I'm digging it, man.
Me too.
I have so many songs. I actually forget about songs that I have. When I first started performing, I had met some other musicians out here in Washington, and I was playing at this local pub, and it was a 3-hour show, and it was I did the whole show, and then afterwards we were talking to one of the other musicians who's a friend, and he's like, yeah, it was really cool. And my boyfriend Brian, who's always trying to plug me, which thank God for him because he's always promoting me.
Yay!
He's like, yeah, it was 3 hours of original. She only played original music the whole time, and it was I didn't realize that was such a cool thing to be able to have so much content.
Yeah, it really is. That's good.
It really is. I've been in Fatal Butterfly for a long time, for 7-8 years, and it's been pretty much the same set for that entire time.
And now you guys are trying to write a couple more, right?
I wrote.
That's right. You wrote
a song that I need them to learn. So, yeah. And my songs tend to be super technical.
Yes. All right. What's your next song, Anna?
Yes.
So this is one that I very often, but it's called Your Name, and I wrote this when I was just really sad, and you'll be able to tell it. This is a very personal song for me.
There's Miss Cat.
My cat is ready.
Okay.
She's on it.
Plant a field of daisies, for every flower you gave me is an apology. How beautiful the world would be. Add a year to my life, for every tear you made me cry. I'd live 1,000 and watch the world spin by. Do you even know what you did to me? You tore down my walls, but in the misery, and I spend every day trying to forget, trying to find the grace and welcome in the bliss. And then I hear your name, and everything comes back again. And I am that foolish girl falling in love. Here come the tears for all of those wasted years, believing that you were the one. Here comes the rain, here comes the pain, when I hear your name. When I hear your name. I moved on with my life. I got rid of all the aches, the breaks, mistakes. Oh, I'm moving to a better day. And I don't want you here. You'll only break my soul. And when I feel you near, I fall into a hole. And I spend every day trying to forget, trying to find the grace and welcome in the bliss. And then I hear your name, and everything comes back again. And I am that foolish girl falling in love. Here come the tears for all of those wasted years, believing that you were the one. Here comes the rain, here comes the pain, here comes the rain, here comes the pain, when I hear your name. When I hear your name. When I hear your name. Your name is like poison. Oh, it creeps into my sleep at night, takes away my will to fight. Your name keeps me frozen in a place that I cannot forget, because it killed me when you left. When I hear your name, everything comes back again. And I am that foolish girl falling in love. Here come the tears for all of those wasted years, believing that you are the one. When I hear your name, everything comes back again. And I am that foolish girl falling in love. Here come the tears for all of those wasted years, believing that you were the one. Here comes the rain, here comes the pain, here comes the rain. Oh, it rains when I hear your name. When I hear your name. Oh, when I
I gotta say, that one hit kind of close to me. It hit home. I even had like a little teeny tiny tear laid right here.
Oh,
It was beautiful.
Beautiful way to close our evening together. It's been great.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, and before we sign off, Anna, will you plug where our viewers can find you?
I haven't.
Yeah, so
what's up, Coda?
you guys can find me on my 3000 Miles Facebook, which is where we do more of our promoting because that's more of the projects that I do now. So it's 3000 Miles Untamed for Facebook, and then I think it's just at 3000 Miles on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Untamed.
But either way, try 3000 Miles Untamed. And then also Anna Robinson Dakota is my music page on Facebook. But we do a lot of, I'll have videos posted of the videos we just did for the Stock Festival. If anybody's interested in checking out some of the stuff that we did on trail, we have tons of content and footage, you know, because we were letting people kind of follow us on our journey. So there's a ton of videos from our 3000 mile tour. And you know, some awesome like kind of small music videos that we kind of have up there with some of the videos from. So if you want to check that out, definitely do. It was really fun to share all of that as we went along. It felt like we really took people into the backcountry with us.
Dude, I love that.
That is so cool. Well, fabulous. Thank you so much for joining us tonight and being part of Musicians Hangout. We will stay connected, and we would love to meet Emily as well.
Yeah. Yes, and we would love to have you on one of our Corona concert series.
Oh, yes. We will definitely stay in touch.
Well, thank you so much. It was really nice to meet both of you.
Oh, it was lovely meeting you.
Glad we connected.
Yeah. And with that said, that brings us to the end of another amazing Musicians Hangout with 3 beautiful women in the industry, very strong, independent ladies. So definitely stay tuned for the next show.
All right, I'll take us out.
Yeah.
Hit it that time. All right, good night.